return to where you once were.
Football is played on the day, Mr. Brown.
Well, we shall see.
Football is played on the field, not on paper.
I did not mention anything about paper. Liverpool hasn't been Liverpool hasn't been playing great this season. Liverpool is not the best.
Good day on this episode of Halftime with Mr. Darius Burris and my co-host, Mr.
Miranda Brown.
Yes, the first topic you wanted to cover this week, you were indicating that, well, I know you're native of Jamaica, so I want to big up the Pocket Rocket, as she's aptly called by your people, and folks all over the world, Miss Shelly-Ann Fraser Price. I guess he was asking if she is the greatest female sprinter of all time. Now, I would believe that she is, because based on, well, the records speak for themselves, the championship speaks for themselves. I do not think, of course, I stand to be corrected on this one, but I don't think there is any other female sprinter that has accomplished what she has accomplished and has done what she has done and will do what she has done. Well, at least not in the near future as far as I am concerned. Do you agree or do you disagree with that?
I fully agree. There are several before her that put in great work. Merlene Ottey, Veronica Campbell, namely Marion Jones from the United States as well, but we all know.
No, Marion Jones.
Hold on. Let me finish.
I'm not supporting
Let me finish. Marion Jones. However, her situation was marred by the doping situation. As a result, she cannot be mentioned among these.
So why did you mention?
Because leading up to the doping scandal, or the doping situation, she had put in a whole lot of work and she was doing extremely well for herself. So we can't say when she started doping, and as a result, you're not gonna rule out everything that she did prior to her being found guilty. It's the same for this new sensation from the US. He missed a few doping tests. However, he's doing really good for himself. So is it a case then that we're gonna rule out everything that he's done before, should he be tested and proven positive? So not to digress from the point, these are all great female athletes, and I think Shelly-Ann Fraser is a cut above the rest. She continues to do it, and she should be merited on that behalf.
What I want to say, don't mean to digress from the point. You mentioned you wasn't sure when Marion Jones started to do. But in the absence of information, we can't make an assumption and say, all right, she was doping her whole life. But the fact of the matter remains, because we are not aware of when she started to do, we cannot call or even mention her with one of the greats, because all her not all, most of her performances will be called into question as a result of that.
Okay.
So it would be unfair to mention her amongst people who didn't do or didn't even think about doping. They would have achieved all their championships naturally, the right way, and she would have achieved hers. We're not sure which ones, but some were achieved with the use of performance-enhancing drugs. That is not fair. So I don't think at any point she should be called. Would you call Lance Armstrong as a great now?
Okay.
The fact that
so we won't mention that Justin Gatlin is a great sprinter then.
Yes, thank you very much.
Okay.
I just need to carry that there. I needed that point to be made.
Okay, all right. Once that's where we're leading to, then I can fully agree with you on that path. But once that's the end result, but anything prior to that or apart from that, then we have to use the same situation to judge everyone then. And if that is the case, I agree with you then. All right. So Shelly-Ann Fraser, hands down, the greatest female sprinter to have walked this planet. For those who disagree, I am ready anytime, anywhere to have a debate on that, and I'm quite confident that I will come up trumps with that one. All right?
You are having a debate?
Yeah,
I told me don't debate with fools. Yes? I'm not going through that. I'm not even having that discussion.
A smart man can always make a fool wiser, innit?
Amen.
There you go. All right, so we're gonna move on. The Euro qualifiers still on the way. We're currently in the international break. For those who are in love with the English Premier League, I'm sorry, but we had to sit down and pay attention to the Euro qualifier this week. Spain left it late. We had Russia qualify. We had Ukraine already qualified. Belgium currently #1 team on the planet. They qualified with a perfect record, second only to Italy, who also has a perfect record. What are your expectations from the Euro coming up next year? Who do you expect to be dark horses? Who do you expect to bring the surprise package, and who do you think will win?
For the win, I would give Belgium. As of right now, they are ranked #1. They have one of the best teams, if not, well, arguably on paper, the best team on the planet in terms of the quality of their players and where they play their league football. Portugal is always there as long as Cristiano Ronaldo is around, and need I mention he scored 700 goals. I think he scored his 700 goals sometime this week, so that deserves honorable mention for sure, because I'm not certain how many players, and he started as a winger, mind you, and would reach some milestone like that, so that deserves some type of praise as far as I'm concerned. So Portugal is always there. France, well, we know France is France, although I'm seeing their group there is a bit of a struggle as of right now. It's tight right now with France. But those three, I'm looking at most likely lift it. Germany is in deep transition right now. I'm not certain that Germany, I would be surprised if Germany reaches the semi-finals. So I am not even looking to Germany as of right now as a I guess a contender.
Contender, okay.
While they're rebuilding, and may I say this, I think they probably need to fire that coach, not because he's not a good coach, but because I believe that his ideas, they're a bit outdated, or they maybe not reaching the players, or sometimes, I think Steve Kerr said it, it's difficult to motivate players when you are constantly winning. So maybe they want to hear a different voice. Maybe they need to hear a different voice. Maybe that will cause a different reaction.
I agree with the Germany situation. However, as it relates to Belgium winning the Euro 2020, I must speak on the same coaching situation. Do we think Roberto Martinez has what it takes to take Belgium to the helm of European football? I do not think so. I think he has had a good crop of players for the past few years, and I think he has fallen short of maximizing each player's potential, because even this World Cup that we saw a few months ago, Belgium could have easily won that World Cup had he played easily, because that France game that they played, that France game that they played and lost.
I am a Brazilian to heart. So that game. In fact, let me don't like.
I'm gonna elaborate on it. I'm gonna elaborate on it because the France game that Belgium lost, right? That game Belgium should have won, because France played a counter-attacking game throughout
the bus.
There you go. So
one opportunity.
There you go. And Belgium
that Belgium team.
Why though? That's the same thing, because
I need to put that in there. That needs to be placed inside.
The only way Brazil could have beaten that Belgium team was because Roberto Martinez employed France's strategy in the game against Brazil. Had Belgium gone out and attack, they would have won that game easily. But they parked the bus. They attacked and then parked the bus, right? That's why Brazil could have gone back into the game, and that's what they went into the France game with, right? France parked the bus and they parked the bus as well, and that's why it ended how it ended, because France has better defenders than Belgium.
But I need to be mindful that same Belgium team almost lost to the Japanese. The Japanese had them until that last gasp.
Why though?
So
and we go back to we go back to the defensive unit. I'm saying Roberto Martinez's philosophy and methods aren't ideal for this Belgium team and the crop of talent that he has, and he's not playing to their strengths. He's not playing free-flowing football. He's trying to employ a strategy where the players defend and then catch you on the break. And he doesn't have defenders. He doesn't have defenders.
He's not playing to their strengths.
Belgium has one of the best midfield midfielders in the world currently.
In terms of midfield, as in what? Center defensive mid or center attacking mid?
They have center attacking midfielders. They have center attacking. They have defensive midfielders. They have this young player playing for Leicester. Tillemans. He's one of the best young talent there. Is still 21 years old, and he was at the World Cup as well. If Belgium should play out of midfield with Axel Witsel, who currently plays for Borussia Dortmund. He's still one of the best base midfielders as well. So with that crop of players and that combination in the middle of the park, Belgium should be playing out of midfield. But most of the times what they're doing is using midfield as a second option, and that shouldn't be the case, and that's why they fell short in the World Cup, right? That's exactly why they fell short, because France totally overran them in the midfield, and France has a better defensive unit. So if they can block the channels, if France can block the channels coming from midfield with N'Golo Kante and Matuidi and Pogba straight across that line, and then they have great defenders behind those players. That's like 2 rows you need to get by, right? And then they have players who can catch you on the break like Griezmann and Mbappe.
Mbappe, of course.
Yeah, if we notice in the World Cup, Giroud didn't score a goal throughout the entire competition.
Giroud is consummate garbage. He is garbage. Listen.
I must disagree with you saying he's garbage, but because it comes back to the same thing, right? The coach is playing to the team's strengths, right? Now, if they have 2 defensive blocks, right, with midfield and defense, and they have someone in front that can hold the ball.
Giroud is garbage.
Depending on the system that they're playing in. So if you play somebody that suits your system of play, even the worst striker will look world class. If you get what I'm saying, right? If I have a team that plays counter-attacking football, I can make Shane Long look like one of the best strikers on the planet. Because what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna kick it long all the time, and Shane Long has pace to beat any defender.
So kick
right?
it long to Shane Long.
There you go. And I'm pretty sure he can outpace most of the defenders there is currently playing. And if you kick it to him,
as of right now, who is France's striker? Because as far as I knew, recently Mbappe was injured. I'm not sure if he came back.
No, Giroud has been playing.
Would you play Giroud in your system as of right now?
France has Ben Yedder of Sevilla.
But they have been struggling with Giroud playing now. I'm not sure they still play him as often as they did in the World Cup. But I do give their coaches he had a plan. Giroud's purpose was basically to get knockdowns because he's good in the air. I will give him that, and he's good at hold-up play. But outside of that, I am struggling to see how Giroud starts in that France team, as you said, ahead of
Giroud.
They are better strikers.
They are better strikers, but where did France's goals come from? Most of the goals came from the flanks, right? Because you had Mbappe and you have Griezmann, right? So when you have one player playing in the middle as a focal point and players playing off him, it works for everybody. And that's what exactly France employed in the World Cup, because they're
have one dustbin on the top there. That is essentially what Giroud is. One dustbin top there. Collecting the ball and heading it off for the rest of players.
There you go. And brings everybody else back into play. Not to digress from the point too much though. With Belgium going into the Euros, I think they will fall short again because ideally of Roberto Martinez. The team that I think and I expect to do extremely well is the Netherlands. They have a great...
Yes, I didn't mention them, but yes, of course. That was another team I left out. I agree with you there.
Yeah, they've had a great run off late. They have some really great players coming through. The young crop of players from Ajax going into the Dutch team. We've seen Virgil van Dijk. We've seen De Ligt. He's going through a bit of a rough patch on the club level. However, when he's with the international team, it's something to be reckoned with. Memphis Depay as well from Manchester, formerly of Manchester United. He's a beast for his. He's a beast for the national team, and I think that crop of players that they have, they will do extremely well in the Euros. Spain, I watched their game. I'm not convinced. I don't think they will make it out of the group stages.
I haven't been convinced of Spain in a little while now. Since Xavi and Iniesta would have retired, Spain is not the same team. I think they're still struggling to find what their style is now, given the fact that most of the Barcelona, Real Madrid, the players when they were at their peak have transitioned out of the team. I think Spain is struggling to figure out what their style is now. Regarding the Netherlands, as you mentioned, they have successfully navigated their transition period. Because
I agree.
They would have gotten rid of Robben and Van Persie and some of the older players that they had. And now they have brought the younger ones through. And Spain, Netherlands is a hell of a team. I watched them when they played, I think was Germany?
Yeah, they played Germany, yeah.
That was a game, and they totally outplayed Germany. Although the scoreline, I think it ended 4-2 or something along that line, but it could have been 6-7 goals. Trust what I'm telling you. That Netherlands team, they are up there. So I wouldn't even call them a dark horse. I would call them a contender.
Yeah, they're easily contenders. Yeah, he does. Ronald Koeman, he had a stint with Everton. It didn't work out. He was at Southampton before, and he went back to Netherlands, and he has been doing great there since. And the surprising thing about this Netherlands team as well, it didn't take that long for them to transition. We've seen a whole lot of international teams when they get to their rough patch, it takes them probably 3, 4, 5 years for them to reintegrate and come back with a good team to contend for titles. But I don't think it took the Netherlands that long. They fell short of qualifying for the last World Cup. They were runner-ups in 2014, and now they're back.
2014 or 2010?
2014, I think. No, yeah, 2010.
They came third.
It was, yeah, it was.
They came third in 2014.
Yeah, 2014 they were third. Yeah.
Gosh, but they get some cut in that week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think after that they played Netherlands. And Netherlands came third. So yeah.
So Netherlands were third. Yeah. So that's two really great runs to 2010, because I think they were beaten in the final by Spain in 2010, and then they came third in 2014.
Football in that final.
Yeah. And now they're back. So we've always known the Dutch to produce great footballers, scintillating football as well. So I'm anxious to see what they'll come with this tournament. But apart from the Netherlands, I think there's a few teams to look out for. England is always overhyped, but they should
overhyped, overpaid, and underproductive. So
there you go.
I'm not looking at England in any way, shape, or form to do anything.
They should do well based on the expectations, based on the talent. They were what, fourth in the World Cup? They were fourth, so I expect them to come out to the quarterfinal. Yeah, they got one of the easier parts. Yeah,
path of least resistance. I might
agree.
Myself. So.
Yeah, they lost the first challenge.
That they did reach fourth, but I am not going to give so much credit to them for that one. But as they say, the saying goes, you could only beat what's in front of you. So okay, all right.
There you go. But so
I think against the best, no.
No, England probably to the quarterfinals. The dark horses again. Ukraine is playing really great.
Portugal this week.
Yeah, there you go. So I think Yarmolenko, he's back from injury. He plays for West Ham. He was really good before he got injured, and he basically picked up where he left off. So Ukraine is my dark horse to do well to get to probably the quarterfinal stages. Apart from that, the Netherlands, the usual contenders, France.
So maybe Italy as a dark horse actually. Italy. I wouldn't say they have successfully navigated their transition, but I am seeing flashes of where they could show up, and as they said.
I cannot consider Italy a dark horse, because Italy has been underachieving. Right? It's not a case where they haven't got players. They've always had players. They've just been underachieving. So that's why I can't put them as dark horses. I'd prefer to mention that they
so you put Ukraine over Italy?
Pardon me?
You put Ukraine over Italy?
No, Ukraine is a dark horse because no one knows Ukraine for international pedigree. Italy.
Right now, it seems like you have Ukraine a little higher than Italy.
No, I have you because Ukraine, or expectations of Ukraine are next to none. So So
low.
there you go. I don't even know where Ukraine is ranked in the world, but Italy is 4-time World Cup champions. we expect, when someone mentions the football in the great nations, we mention Italy, we mention Brazil, we mention Argentina, Germany, those teams. So I cannot put Italy as a dark horse. I prefer saying they will show what they're capable of in this tournament, or what we missed out on in the World Cup.
So you
because
think they can contend?
they can't. They will do well. They will get to at least the quarterfinal stages. Remember, this is one of two teams that qualified with a perfect record. So they got through with 7 games, 7 wins, no draws, nothing. So I expect Italy to do well. Over the years, they've had great players. Most of their players come from the Serie A, so they know how each other play before they even get to the national team. With probably the odd player coming from the English Premier League or the Bundesliga or whatever, or the French League, probably Verratti. Because now when we look at it, probably Verratti is the only player, or probably one more with Verratti, that plays in France. Sorry, all the other players are in Italy. Donnarumma, he took over from Buffon. He's probably 21 years old, and he's already had probably close to 40 caps.
He's already
there you go. So
national team's goalkeeper. I think at 17 he started. Well, he was thereabout. I think he was back up at 16. Yeah. So and he's already won a Golden Boy award. He's already have over 100 caps for AC Milan. So although he's 21, he's quite experienced, and I cannot regard Italy as a dark horse. No, Italy is one of the contenders to the quarterfinal stages of the tournament as well. So they will do well. So I anticipate that. I'm also waiting to see who else will be going through to the group stages, because we had a few delays. Sweden, they drew with England as a result. Their qualification is delayed. England normally when those two teams play, they hardly ever has a winner in. For some reason they always cancel each other out. I've seen it quite a few times, even in World Cups when Sweden and England play each other. So as of right now, Sweden, what would you rate them as? Would you call them a dark horse, or would you say, because they held England?
Alright, so yeah, as I was saying, Sweden and Spain, they drew. So that's how Spain made it through to the Euros. So as a result, Sweden has to wait until they play the remaining fixtures that they have. So we are anticipating quite a few more interesting games when the international break next gets here.
This is me, your host, Darius Boris, signing out, and my fellow co-host,
Norando Brown here. Thanks once more for tuning in. We really appreciate the love and support. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, thanks for watching Halftime.
Halftime.